Vincent Meza. This is Listing to Leads, and we're going to talk about how to use our platform to leverage and run ads on Facebook and Google. We've got a lot of new people here. We were talking just before we started the recording about what your goals are as agents. Are you trying to get buyers? Are you trying to get sellers? And what I want to tell you is this before we even dive into the tools, because once we start moving, I start going quick. Buyer leads are really easy and cheap to get on Facebook ads. I'm going to show you how to do that. And I don't know what you know about Facebook ads, but we've been doing this for 13 years. We've been around longer than Facebook has had an ad platform. Okay. So as soon as it was launched, Scott and I started looking at it and seeing where could we help our clients with this incredible system. And over the years, we hear, oh, they're not that good. They're just tire kickers or whatever. And then what happened is interest rates went up and inventory has dropped off a cliff. And now the same leads, people are saying, God, I ran a $35 ad and I have 3 active buyers on 1 listing. If you have some sort of view that Facebook is not really working, let me just tell you, it's working. And I think there was just a client in our mastermind group saying, oh, Facebook is really horrible, whatever. And then I got still 2 or 3 other people every week saying, oh, we're getting this and that from our Facebook app. What I want you to know is Facebook is the fastest, cheapest, easiest way to get buyer leads with name, email, and phone number. Okay. You should start with that if you're looking for buyers. When we're talking about getting listings, it gets way more complicated. Okay. And Google might be the best, but it's definitely not the cheapest. Okay. So Google is probably the best place when it comes between Facebook and Google. It's very easy. I'm going to show you how to do it. It's very easy. It's just more expensive. And we'll talk about that in a minute. And then Facebook also, you can get listing leads, homeowners from Facebook as well. It's just complicated and maybe the lead quality is not as high. Actually, I'm pretty sure the lead quality is not that high. Not as high as the Google ad, but definitely way cheap. Sometimes half, sometimes 90% cheaper than a Google ad. Okay, let's see here. Would really like to know if the ad worked versus the search is going to the second verified. Can you re-ask that question? I don't exactly know what you're talking about. Ad works versus the search is going to the second verified results. I don't know what that means. Let's go dive in. Okay. And if you have questions, just lob them in here. And honestly, if you don't understand what I'm saying, just ask. Okay. When you come to our ads page, it's not going to look like my ads page. It's going to look like, let's see, it's going to have one big blue button on it and it's going to say connect to Facebook. And this is important. When you click it and you're on your own computer, it's going to take you to a page on Facebook and it's going to say, is this you? Is this you, Catherine? And there's only one answer. It says, yes, I am Catherine, right? And you have to click on it. And the next page will say, great, what business pages do you want? And you probably have your real estate business pages connected to your account. So you're going to check that box and click OK and done and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to come back here and it's going to look just like this page, except you won't have all these ads because you're brand new, right? And these are just my old ads sitting. So at that point, you can click create a Facebook ad. And when you create an ad, I'm going to just create an ad real quickly right here on a open house. Do I have it? I thought I saved an open house. Yeah, right here. Leaving it on the lead ads. Well, I'll tell you what that is in a minute. And clicking create ad. Okay. So what's going on here, and if you don't know this, we actually have Facebook software embedded in our platform. And when you create an ad inside the Facebook interface, meaning you log into your own Facebook account over there on Facebook and you go to ads and you go write an ad, there are so many things that you got to click that most agents make mistakes. So that means they're wasting their time and money on trying to create an ad inside of Facebook. In our system, if you do what I just did, you can't make a mistake because we have all this software and we can tell by what you're clicking, what your goal is. And we check all the boxes that Facebook wants you to check. Okay. Now, this ad is going to be, it's going to look at the city where it's in. This is in Granite Bay, and it's going to automatically put a radius of 15 miles, minimum of 15 miles. If you live in an area where you want to reach more people, like 30-mile radius, expand it. We, by default, always make it a $35 ad. Okay. And it's always 7 days long. So what you need to know, and this is true for Facebook and it's true for Google, this is called pay-per-click advertising. So every time somebody clicks on this ad and says, hey, do you want this information? And they say yes, and they give you their contact info. Facebook, if you're running an ad to get buyers, and that's what Open House is about, you're going to get charged probably around $3 per lead. Okay. It could be a little bit higher, it could be a little bit lower, but on average, around $3 a lead. So if you're running a $35 ad, you can kind of probably expect maybe 11 or 12 leads in a 7-day period. All you got to do is click publish. Okay. That's how easy it is to run an ad on Facebook. And when I look here on Facebook, this is what people come in here. Let me explain to you why Facebook is what it is. Americans spend 40 minutes a day scrolling through this page. Here's some picture of me playing golf with Lauren, the Scottsdale. Years ago, it just pops up. I'm going to see what my friends are eating. I'm going to see where my relatives are vacationing, all kinds of fun stuff. It's just on here. And that is attracting the attention of Americans for 40 minutes every day. Okay. Every day. Maybe they're driving their car. Maybe they're in line at Starbucks. Maybe you're looking at Facebook right now because you're just tired of listening to me already. That's how powerful this thing is. It's the number 3 website in the United States. Your ad shows up right there in that feed where I was showing you. And I don't know what it's like in your market, but in most parts of the United States, inventory is really tight. And people have been looking for homes for a long time, and they're not finding the homes that they want, and they want to buy a home. And now you've logged something out on the number 3 website. And when they click on that ad, a little window is going to pop up that says, do you want that information? And their name, phone number, and email address is going to be pre-populated from their profile. So nobody's typing anything in, right? When you ask somebody, hey, here's a form, would you fill in your contact information? Not very successful. On Facebook, it's incredibly successful. So that's why Facebook and getting buyer leads is just so easy. Let's see what questions we have here. We'll go talk about the other stuff. When we're doing a search, you will get paid results in the first few results. I was asking if people really click on those or will they skip those? Oh, they definitely get clicked on, Catherine. Got it. So we'll look then on my main concern on paying for this Google ads. Got it. Okay. Let's answer Catherine's question because it's relevant. We just talked about Facebook and I told you, hey, this is the place if you want buyers. I would not tell you to come to Google and write ads to get buyers. I just think that would be a big waste of money, primarily because Facebook is so effective. And I know that if you're going to get a buyer lead from Google, you're going to pay for it. It's just because Google charges more, right? But where Google becomes important is when you want more listings. And people are going to type in words like this: how do I sell my house? And you might feel like what Catherine is saying is, will people even look at these or will they just glaze over them and go down and look for something that's here, right? And really that has to do with what's written here. The short answer is no. Yes, people will click on these right here. These answers here, this text that I'm highlighting, this is important. If it's not well done, it's just not going to get results. The answer is yes, people click on it, right? That's definitely the way to go, right? But I really only recommend that for Google. We're jumping the gun there. I just have that question. That's, what do they call that when you give away the ending? But anyway, let's go back. We're talking about Facebook. I do want to point out that if you run an ad on a listing that's not for sale or not an open house, let's just say it's sold. Now, the same listing, because maybe you ran an ad when it was just listed and you ran it when it was open house, and now you're running it as it's sold, the call to action is changing. It's saying, hey, that's sold and your home value is affected. Click here to get an updated free home value, right? So use your same listing to get listing leads. I don't recommend that you run out and just click that button automatically. I actually recommend that if you've got any data points that are relevant about that, how that home sold, to enter them, click the box and enter. And if you say, hey, sold in 3 weeks, that's good. It used to be 3 days, but times have changed. If you sold above asking, you got to say that, because now people are going to go, oh, I want to talk to them. I want to get my value from them. They're getting top dollar, right? And if you got multiple offers, 7 buyers still looking, now I know even more that I need to talk to you if I'm thinking of selling my home, because you clearly know how to market. If you got 8 offers, you're probably getting, that's a big reason why you're getting top dollar. So a lot of data points like that can take that ad and make it work. Okay. And so boom, you click publish, and that's going to get leads with name, email, and phone number. Okay. I do want you to know, remember how I said that when you run an ad for buyers, that those leads cost $3 each on average. When you run an ad for listings on a sold property, these leads cost around $7 each. So the price is going up. Okay. And that's because Facebook knows listings are more important to realtors than buyers. You click publish, $50 ad, divided by 7, you're going to get maybe 7 leads. Name, email, and phone number. That's how you do it. Okay. Then you could also run landing page ads. Okay. I'm going to do that one last. I'm going to go to PDF Guide. Now, let me ask you, just give me a quick yes or no. Have any of you used our PDF guide? If you could just put it in the chat panel, and not saying that you just ran them in an ad, just have you used them anywhere? If you could put it in the chat panel, I would appreciate it. There are 80 of these, 80. 40 of them are for home buyers. And another 40 of them are for home sellers. Now, these are okay for buyers if you want. I wouldn't be running ads with these. If you want buyer leads, what should you do? You should run an ad on listing, right? That's what I said is the fastest, cheapest way to get buyer leads. Now, some of these are really useful. Rent to own, down payer assistance, buying new construction. These are all of these documents are 5 to 6 pages long. You are branded on every page. If you took the time to go to your profile and put your color scheme and logo, that's going to be on every page. But if we want to get sellers and we want to use Facebook, we can use any of the 40 PDF guides. And now I'm just going to do my divorce and real estate. I'm leaving it on lead ads. The lead ads is what's telling people, that's what's getting the pre-populated name, email, and phone number from the profile. I definitely, 99% of all cases, I would tell you, leave it on. Click create ad. And just like we did before, the ad is written. We don't have the city because we don't know what city you're in, but I'm going to type in Concord, California, right? And this is about divorce and real estate. Now, I'm not telling you I got a list of divorced people. I've heard that you can actually buy it, but probably somewhere within a 15-mile radius of Concord might be thinking about divorce, right? And boom, I click that, I lob it out there. What's the cost per lead on PDF guides for homeowners? About $10. We know if we run an ad on Facebook to get buyers, those leads cost $3. If we run an ad on Facebook to get sellers with sold properties, those leads cost $7. If we run an ad on any of the PDF guides for home owners, those leads cost around $10 each. So if you got a $50 ad, you can expect around 5 leads, right? 10 into 5, just like that. Let's go here. I can't remember what my question is. Yes, the seller guide for the listing. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Catherine is saying she has been using the seller guide on a listing appointment. A lot of our clients, if you go to the PDF guide section of it, you can download any of these guides. And if you're capturing listing leads, bare minimum, you're getting addresses. You should print a guide like this once a week, put your business card on it, put it in an envelope, and just door knock it and drop it and leave behind. there are 40 different topics related to real estate. You don't know what these homeowners are thinking about, but they're going to know you're offering value and expertise. And that's an important thing. So here we publish this, it shows up on Facebook, and if I see it, I'm like, oh, cool. I'm always thinking about foods. Anyway, but if I want to download it, I have to give you my name, email, and phone number. And you're going to get that lead for $10, right? So we now know that we can run ads on PDF guides on our properties if they're just listed, open house, or sold. We can also run ads on landing pages. I'm going to take us over to the landing page section first. If you haven't been on my other classes, I do one that's called Top Tools for More Listings. And Top Tools for More Listings are really, we're talking about how do you get listings sold? And one of the first things that I say is go create a landing page. Go here, click create a landing page called Property Valuation Plus, and put the name of your favorite town in there, right? And most of you are building your business in 4 or 5 towns at least, right? So you need one of these landing pages for every town that you're working on. Brookhaven is actually, it's like what do you call that? When you have all these homes built around a community golf course kind of thing, like it's a private gated golf course, Brookhaven, it's in Texas somewhere. If you're going to target that development, then you need to create a landing page specifically for that. You might have a particular neighborhood, right? That you want to own and dominate. You need to go this route, right? You need to create that landing page. And once you've done it, then you go to our ad section and you say, I want to drive people to that, right? Now, I got to tell you something that I'm going to assume from the lack of responses that you guys don't really know much about Facebook or Google. I'm going to guess that you would know more about Facebook than you do on Google, but since I'm not getting any response, I'm just making an assumption. And what you probably don't know is 5 years ago, you could create a landing page for a city in our system and go here and say, yeah, I want to run an ad and I want to target people in Concord, California. We'll leave lead ads because I like my pre-populated name, email, phone number. And all I had to do back then was type in Concord, California. And there were some buttons I could go in here and like target. And I could say, I just want the homeowners. I don't even want buyers or renters, just the people who own homes at Concord. And bam, publish that. And that would be an awesome ad. And I'd get high quality leads. But Facebook got sued a few years back for illegal ads and illegal targeting by lender and real estate professionals. And they got hit pretty hard and they had to remove the ability to target. And this particular kind of ad is still really wildly popular by real estate agents. They don't want to run illegal ads. They just want to say, hey, would you like your free home value in the town that I work? Right? Like, of course, we have clients do this all the time. And most of our clients don't bother to take a class like this. And here we go about sell, which is if you do this kind of ad, it's going to be sometimes completely ineffective, meaning it's going to waste your time and money. And I'm going to show you why that's the case. Now, I don't think many of you are up here in Northern California, so you don't know where Concord is. You click on things in technology like Facebook and it's telling you it's doing something, but you have to apply it to the real world, right? What's going on in the real world? And let me show you. I don't know if you can see this area here. It's in the center. This is Concord, California. And it's a good area. A lot of homes, kind of an old working class area that's now gentrifying because it's one of the few affordable places in the Bay Area. But with Facebook, because they got smacked by HUD, I can't target homeowners there anymore, right? And when I run an ad on Facebook, it's going to hit just about every city that you see on this map. There's a lot of cities here. right? This is this is more than half of the county. Okay. When I run this ad, which I could easily do, and our client go do, I'm just overshooting. I'm overspraying all over the place. Right. And that's not working at all. And for some people, literally they get zero result. And I don't really want to see any of you do that. So I'm going to tell you how you work around it. It's funny. I just had a call yesterday with a guy who heard what I was saying and then did it wrong anyway, but it's okay because we had a chat. You see this thing here that says create audience? When you come here the first time in Facebook and Google, that button will not appear. There will be, do you see this green bar here? It says last synced with Facebook. There will be a yellow bar and it will be light yellow and it'll say, click here to accept the custom audience terms. And you got to click there and it takes you to Facebook and there's a button that says accept and you click it. Then when you come back here to refresh it, it says turn on retargeting, the green button, turn on retargeting. You click that and that allows you to do what I'm about to show you now. There's a button that says create audience. You could call this Concord Homeowners, right? Or whatever your town is, and you want to get a list of homeowners. You could get this from your title part. You could buy this from Remine. You could buy this from RedX. You could buy this maybe from HomeSnap. Maybe your MLS supplies this, like the ability to get all the homeowners in your town. And here's where the agent made a mistake because he called me, hey, I'm running out there getting zero results. And he goes, when I did it without the list, the custom audience, I was getting results, but then I went and made this list, but it doesn't work. And so we looked around his Facebook, I could see it. And then I said, can I see the actual file? And he showed me the file and the file had, let me explain to you. What this is telling you. I don't know if you notice, it says create audience and it says use this format. This is telling you that this spreadsheet of leads needs to look just like this. Okay. It could have name or phone number or both or one or the other and their first name and last name. And the column headers need to look just like that. Okay. So do that. If you're going to be in real estate for more than 3 years and you want listings in your business, you need to figure out how am I going to farm my major farm markets? Facebook is an awesome, affordable place to do that. And you should have a list like this for every one of your farm market. Okay. You click this button here to upload it, then it'll be sitting there and then you import and create. And here's a great thing. Like I mentioned earlier, you're connected to your Facebook account. So when you upload this list, it lives inside your Facebook account. And if you say, you know what, I'm tired of these jokers at listings to leads, I'm just going to cancel, your list is still going to live in your Facebook account. These are audiences that live in your admin. And then you can use them in the future, as long as you want, to target those people and clear your farm markets. You want to target those people. Okay. So I'm going to click create an ad for a landing page for a town that I want to target, but I don't want to hit 15 mile and around. So I'm going to focus on Concord and I'm going to click create ad. And it's funny. It's not funny. It's a bummer. That agent did everything right. He said, I didn't type in Concord up here. You don't, if you're using a custom audience, you click this button that says retarget current leads. Now I don't have something that says Concord, but we do have some custom audiences. So this is a custom audience from my CRM, right? But I should have an audience that says Concord Boom. And if I type that in there, going to pop it there. Now, when I click publish, if those Concord homeowners are on Facebook in a 7-day period, this ad is going to show up in front of them. And since I bought the list of homeowners, I know exactly who is seeing this. I'm not hitting like people 10 miles away. That's what makes Facebook incredibly powerful for getting listings. You don't have to do all this to get buyers. You can just boom, 15 miles out, maybe 30 miles out, and you're going to get leads. But to get listings, you really want to think about this, especially if you're doing home value add. I also think you want to do that if you're marketing a home that is sold, right? Because if I say, hey, I just sold a home in Concord, do I want people in Alamo in the adjacent town, like over here? No, they do not care at all. But the default settings of Facebook are going to be, they're going to see that. They're going to be people all the way out here in Crockett and out here in Pittsburgh. They don't care what is going on at Concord. They care about what's happening in their town, right? So by saying, hey, I sold a home in Concord, I just want Concord homeowners to see it. I would totally do. So I'm going to give you one more, that's for pro tips. That's an advanced thing. Not everybody's going to do that. It might sound scary already as it is. And I understand, but that's life. So one more pro tip, and that is a lot of people don't know this. Now, when we talk about running an ad, and I was just on a call with an office in Florida, and the manager of that office, before we got on the call, asked, well, they're just rolling out our system, but he just asked, like, how many of his 35 agents run ads on Facebook to market their listings? For 35 people, right? How many do you think are running ads in that office of 35 people? The answer for him was 1. Okay. And that kind of blew me away. That just blows me away because there's just so much opportunity on Facebook. It's the number 3 website in the United States. Okay. And when we were talking about getting buyers, I said, run open house ads and run just listed ads. When we were talking about getting listings, I said, market a PDF guide, market a landing page for that town, or maybe market a sold out. But what I didn't tell you is that if you market a home that is pending or under contract, it has the same written call to actions to get your home value, right? It says, hey, this is pending, going to close soon, it's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your home value, right? Now, this is in Granite Bay, but this could easily be in Concord, right? And so if I click up here, the home was in Concord and I've got something there. I'm just going to change that to Concord so we remember what we're doing. And this automatically says Concord plus 15 miles, just like that story I was telling you about the home value page ad. This is going to be shooting 15-mile radius all over the place. All kinds of people are going to see this and not care about this at all. So it's a bit of waste of your money. Doesn't work that well. So again, when you're marketing to get listings, anything you're using on Facebook, I would not target by location. I would target with my custom audience of the town that I am focused on. Okay. But here is the cool thing. And here's the reason why. Oh, I must click on something. When we run ads on Facebook to get buyers, those leads cost $3. And the price per lead is actually set by Facebook. It's not listings to leads that sets. It's just, they make a decision. And I think it's yearly based on auction. The big thing is, what are you doing? What's your target? How valuable is that lead? And how many other agents are competing against you for the same kind of thing? And so when we're doing buyer leads, I can just tell you, like, I was shocked, but 1 out of 35 agents in my last call is doing it, which means you have no competition. If you want seller leads and running ads on properties that are sold, man, that must be 1 out of 100 agents. But it's such an easy way to get listing leads. But for some reason, realtors don't want to do it. Now, but remember when I said, if you run a sold ad, those leads cost $7 each. Now here, if I run an ad on a property that's pending or under contract, it's still going to offer a free home value. But how much do you think these leads cost? If you know that sold is $7 and you know that a PDF guide for a homeowner is $10 and a landing page ad, what is your Concord home worth, is worth $15. How much is an ad, a seller lead, when a home is pending or under contract? The answer is around $2.50 on average. These are the cheapest leads. How in the world is that when they're listing? The answer, I think, has to do with the fact that nobody is running ads like this. You don't have competition for pending and selling and sold out. So you want to, I don't know if you can do this because you may not be able to run this ad. You might have local MLS rules or state rules that say you can't run ads on properties. But you might want to juice up this a little bit, right? Okay, we had 8 offers. You probably can't talk about pricing and stuff like that, but maybe you can talk about timing. We were in contract in 3 weeks. That would still make it a little more interesting. But our clients are getting leads with name, email, and phone number for some as low as $2.40. But I just saw somebody who just said like $2.51. That means if you run a $50 ad, you're going to get like 20 leads with name, email, and phone number of homeowners that want their home value. Or you could run a landing page out like, what is my Concord home worth, and get 3 leads because those leads cost $15. So the same $50 ad can get you 20 leads, or it can get you 3. You decide. I think you should do a mixture. You should maybe test out one kind of ad per week. They're all they're great for branding because thousands of people see each ad and they know all what you can do. But low cost seller leads, this is a way to do it. If you definitely have that listing, if you have that custom audience, you definitely want to do that. Any questions on what we talked about with Facebook? We talked about how to market listings. We talked about running ads on landing pages and on PDF guides. And we've also talked about how to get buyers and sellers from Facebook. Any questions about what we talked about so far? While I'm waiting for questions, I'm going to just go on a little bit. I mentioned this, that Americans spend 40 minutes a day just looking at this page, seeing what their friends are up to, seeing where all the latest news. I like to always check out food. So I've always got that going, all kinds of fun stuff here. Right. But what is going on, and I jumped on it earlier, when we have a question about anything, 86% of all questions go to Google. Okay. 86. That's a large majority of Americans go to this website. It's the number 1 website in the country. And it's not like Facebook where we spend 40 minutes a day looking at random stuff. We come here when we need an answer. And that answer could be like, where's the best martini in New York? What's a good car to buy? Or how do I sell my home? And when I do that, we're right here. I think Catherine was saying she's working on an SEO to make her website rank on this on Google, right? So what does that mean? That means that people who are writing these words in, does her website have words built in that Google recognizes that makes Google say, oh, you are relevant for this kind of search? Here are how many results are relevant for those keywords. In my area, I'm sitting from about 30 minutes east of San Francisco in a kind of a quiet suburban area. There are 10 trillion results, 10 trillion websites, right? Million. No, I'm sorry, not trillion, billion, 10 billion web pages. So are you going to be good enough in everything that you're doing to get on page 1 when you got 10 billion competitors? And some of those competitors are pretty big, right? And they got huge resources. Think about their SEO and probably teams that do it. You've got a job of selling homes, helping people buy and sell homes. Do you really want to be an SEO guru? My short answer is absolutely not. You do not want to do that. And I'll tell you this, that, people throw the word out algorithms all the time. Who has the biggest, scariest algorithms is actually Google. And what's really freaky about it is they set the way that your answers appear here. And I think 2 times or 3 times a year, they change the algorithm. So Catherine's out there working hard and heavy, making her website rank good. That's awesome. Somewhere down the road, Google says, hey, you know what? We're changing this now. All answers, all SEO is totally new target. Get on that. And I've worked with realtors for 13 years now. 1 out of 500 is going to even take the time to work on SEO. And I don't even know if it's going to be worth it for them. It's just difficult and it's a moving target. And I just don't recommend it. I recommend going here and saying, hey, you know what? Let's use listings to leads ad software. This does not come with a package. If you're a client of ours today, or if you're not, our basic package starts at $60 a month, and an agent can have 10 listings in there. You can do all these things that I'm showing you and a lot more. But you don't get our Google software, but I'm going to show it to you right now. When you come here and say, I want to create a Google ad, if you haven't created a Google ad before, it will say, hey, sign up for $30 a month. And that gives you the software to say, yeah, that Concord landing page, I want more people to see it. And I want people to see it from the #1 website in the country, not the #3 website. So how do you make that work? You do have to be able to type in the name of the town that you are targeting, right? And you have to be able to hit that green button that says publish. That's how easy it is to be competing on the page 1 of Google. So let me explain what's going on here. Right here, it says view link. You don't have to click that, but I'm just going to click it for us to look at it. That's the link. When people click, they're going to land right here, right? Now you know now that you can create these and you can customize it. So you could actually drive searches to any landing page that you create in our system. You can also create ads for the PDF guides as well, right? Lots of content there. They got to give you their contact information to download it. Here's the freaky thing. It's a $50 a day budget. Okay. And that's the top you can spend. It's a 7-day ad. And the reason we do that is I told you the price per lead on Facebook, right? There's different costs per lead based on what you're trying to get. On Google, what we know, and this is more anecdotal, like Scott and I analyze our lead spend on Facebook, meaning your lead spend on Facebook every quarter. And we're starting to produce quarterly average numbers for the market to see. We don't have enough data points for Google to tell you that. We will get there, hopefully starting next year. But what I can tell you is what I'm hearing from realtors. And in Dallas, Texas, right now, if you ran an ad just like this, saying Dallas home valuations and drive to Dallas home value landing page, those leads cost $30 each. So with a $50 budget, you're going to only get 1 lead per day. All right. Now, that's much more expensive than Facebook. But what's the difference? The difference is I need an answer. I go ask a question on Google and you're supplying me an answer, and that's what I'm looking for. And so that lead costs more. So let's leave that there and let me know if you have questions. I see questions. So I want to answer those before I go any further. Is there a way to borrow someone's listing? Yes. Tina. Okay. Catherine says, yes, focusing on keywords. And then she says, no, which means I must have upset you. I'm not trying to poke fun at you, Catherine. I hope you're not upset. That's just the nature of the internet and realtor to what I'm saying. And, but let's answer Tina's question, which is, hey, is there a way to borrow someone's listing? And that's a great question because you might not have listings at a certain time, right? Sometimes you have listings, sometimes you don't. If you have a colleague or a friend at someone in your office, or maybe there's a friend in another office and they have a listing and they say, yeah, sure, you can advertise it, go get buyers, no problem. Click on add listing, click on grab listing and drop in the zip code and the MLS ID and grab it. We'll pull everything in and we will create all kinds of tools and it will sit on this list and you can click. And then right here, there's all these things that we've created on your borrowed listing. And you can click right here on Facebook and Instagram ads. and bam, we write the ad for you for that listing right here. A lot of times, and this is, I know, Tina, I'm not quite sure you're just thinking out loud, but a lot of agents will sit on an open house for another agent. You absolutely got to do this. You got to pull it in here and give yourself an extra 5 days before the deal and run this ad. And then maybe customize it and say, hey, you know what? It's in great school district, and maybe you got a new granite kitchen or whatever. Type that in here so that I am going to respond to it. So definitely do that. And I read the keywords. Oh God. Okay. Sorry here, Catherine. So anyway, yeah, so definitely you can borrow listings and you can run ads on Facebook. I would not recommend running ads like what I'm showing you right now on Google to get buyer lead. Okay. So I think what I want to leave you with, and I'm happy to answer any questions for you right now. When you're thinking about getting listings, you want to make sure that you are using Google. You're going to be in the industry for a while. Don't ignore Google. It is the number one website. I'm sure you use it because 86% of all people in the United States come here to Google when they have a question. So to compete, sign up for our software, which is $30 a month, and decide, do I want to run landing page ads on home valuation ads, or do I want to run any of the 40 PDF guides, right? And target that here. And I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to just show you something because keywords are important. And there's a lot of, so I'm on Google. I'm going to focus on sellers. And you have to, I think I often get a question, which is what's the best ones? What are the best PDF guides to go out there? Right. And I think our tech team just told us the answer. And frankly, I don't even believe it because I think that the answer is driven by what did we put at the top of this page, because realtors aren't going to scroll down here to the bottom. But there's all kinds of topics. Some of us are thinking about probate. Some of us maybe are thinking about foreclosure or short sales. You know what people are thinking about, married people, is divorce. So here's an article on, or a PDF guide on divorce. And I could say, hey, I'm going to target everybody in Miami. You know what? That's a really crazy town. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to get a divorce there at some point. And why not? Bang, there you are. What happens? We're driving them to a landing page that they got to give you their information to download this. But here's the thing that's important. It's we have already, and you don't need to know this really, but we've got keywords in here, right? And so if any of these keywords show up, divorce attorneys near me, you actually have the ability to pop up right over here, right? Sponsored ads. And it's not about attorneys. It's like, hey, you need to think about real estate. And then they're like, oh, bang. Yeah, I sure do. That's why using our tools, we've got all the keywords built in. You don't even know that. We actually have some websites that are available on the internet for free that you could go find all the keywords. Let me show you something as we talk about Google. Let's see, Virtuins. So I found this a while ago, and I've given it to our marketing people, and they know to check this out. This is a cool article that came out at the beginning of the year, and it's the top SEO keywords. So Catherine, you might want this, right? I know you're really excited about keyword. So I'm going to send it to everybody. Not because I want you to become SEO people. And I just sent that link to everybody. But these guys updated, it was last updated in February of this year. And these are the searches that people are doing for home buyers. This is like the number one search term. Houses sold near me. Houses for sale. Sale housing. Like this is what people are searching. Okay. You might not be interested in buyers. I hear that all the time. Just keep scrolling down because this is what people who are selling a home are typing in. Okay. And you might want to know this, right? If you're like Catherine, who apparently likes to do heavy lifting herself, this is a really useful website, right? Our team here knows about those websites and a couple of others, and they go make sure that these keywords are updated on a quarterly basis so that you don't have to think about it. You can just say, hey, I want to get something out there about a short sales. I want to get something about, well, what's your home's value? And all those keywords are already embedded in the ad. So you don't have to think about that. Now, our Google software costs $30 a month. We are not taking a percentage of your money. When you spend $50 on Facebook, that's charging your credit card on Facebook. We're not taking a percentage of that. We're not taking a percentage of your Google ad spend either. We just don't do that as a company. When you're using our print partners, we're not taking any percentage of anyone. We're asking that you pay for our software and you stay with us, and that you use the software so you get some good results. And running ads on Facebook and Google are definitely a good way to get results. So that's my story, guys. Sticking to it. Any questions about what I've been yammering on about? That was an hour. Almost an hour. And I still got an hour before, so I need to get some kind of liquid on my throat here. I don't see any questions, so I want to thank you. And I also want to tell you that this call has been recorded, and I put it right here on this page. This is our YouTube channel. And I'm going to send this link to you right now. And I'm going to tell you this. I rotate through 3 calls every couple of weeks. One is top tools to get more listings. And we talked about Facebook and Google, and that's definitely discussing. But there are other really great tools to get more listings, and some that are more effective than Facebook and Google ads, if you can believe that. So if you want more listings, I did that call 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I think. Use that. Get started. If you're not really started with us, or if you signed up and don't know what's going on, watch the Get Started class. It tells you how to turn everything on and how to make great use of that. And then a couple of weeks ago, I did Facebook and Google ads. I do want to point this one out. Underneath it, it says top tools to get more listings. And it says target all 4 channels: Facebook, Google, print, and CRM. And I have a different spin there, right? Which you're stating it. It's clear. That's what the spin is. If you're going to have more listings, if you're going to be in the industry and you decided, yeah, I want more listings in my business, it's not like you can lob out one thing twice a month or twice a year and have your business grow like. I know that many realtors are looking for companies who are just going to sell me seller leads, and they exist. And those companies charge a fair amount, and it's not too often that those leads really work out and that you get yourself a nice ROI, right? If you haven't figured it out here, our stuff is really low cost. Our software is super cheap. We got to raise the price in January. But with that, you invest a little money on Facebook, you invest a little money on Google, and you invest a little money in print. Now you're talking about multiple channels, like a real company, right? And you're hitting people in multiple ways. Maybe you're blasting them out on your CRM as well. Maybe you're taking our free auto posting. You're getting content that's related to real estate for buyers and sellers. Some of it automatic, some of it you click a couple buttons, some of it in print. This is what real companies are doing. And if you want your business to grow like a real company, you want to get your arms around what it is we're doing. I know it's scary and there's a lot, but turn it on. Do it bit by bit. Focus on what you want to focus on now and get it going. It's all covered here in our YouTube channel, because that's all we ever talk about. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everybody. And I'm going to give you one more pro tip. It's the last pro tip. Facebook, everybody is here and it's super cool. And Google's super cool. But what happens what happens in the world of real estate is Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving hits around the end of November, and that tryptophan or whatever it just knocks realtors out. Like they go to sleep until spring, right? And your competition is going to be disappearing right around after Thanksgiving. And your cost per leads on Facebook are going to drop. There are some years where I have seen the cost of leads drop by 75%. I've even seen years where the cost of leads drop by 90%. So if you want to have a great 2024, a great time to be investing in ads is during those sleepy time months for realtors. Okay. That happens year after year. I totally recommend that you get your arms and understanding around, especially what I'm talking about with Facebook and Google, because that's what I'm talking about. That's like as I mentioned, as I talked to you about cost per lead, it's driven by your competition. Do you have a bunch of realtors competing for the same kind of stuff? Because your costs will go up. Inversely, if all your competition is taking a nap for the winter, your cost per lead is going to go down. So keep that in mind. Thanks, everybody. Let me see if there are any other questions. Okay. Hold on. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Take care and keep warm. It's getting chilly over here in California. We're going to break a heat record today, but at some point it's going to cool off. Take care, everybody. This call will be up probably today or tomorrow.